many of you, as I have been, as I am, are where you are in your life based upon what you believe. And it's not just what you think you believe on the surface, it's also your shadow beliefs that are holding you back from moving into the life that you believe you deserve.
The question is not what I should do in the future to get it, but rather, what am I presently doing that prevents me from realizing it right now?
We all have lessons to learn. The things that are so difficult for us are only the lessons we have chosen for ourselves. If things are easy for us, then they are not lessons, but are things we already know. Lessons can be learned through awareness. If you think of the hardest thing for you to do and how much you resist it, then you're looking at your greatest lesson at the moment. Surrendering, giving up the resistance, and allowing yourself to learn what you need to learn will make the next step even easier. Don't let your resistance stop you from making the changes. We can work on two levels, looking at the resistance and still making the mental changes. Observe yourself. Watch how you resist, and then go ahead anyway.
What you do is what the whole universe is doing at the place you call here and now. You are something the whole universe is doing in the same way that a wave is something that the whole ocean is doing. The real you is not a puppet which life pushes around. The real deep down you is the whole universe.
What I know is if you're not looking at the shadows, if you're not looking at what is subconsciously running through the tape in your mind, telling yourself you're not good enough, you're not worthy enough, you're not smart enough, you're not enough, which is a tape that's playing for a lot of people. If you're not conscious of that, then you end up acting out of that belief system and not out of what you know to be the truest or want to be the truest for yourself.
Want more for others than you want for yourself. Want more for others. Whatever it is that you perceive to be missing, whatever health problems that you may have, whatever addictions you're struggling with, whatever lack of love that you have in your life, whatever lack of peace that you have with your aunts and your uncles or your parents or your in-laws, want the peace that you seek for yourself more for them. Want it more for them. That is how we create this level of consciousness.
When you create yourself to make it, you're going to have to either let that creation go and take a chance on being loved or hated for who you really are, or you're going to have to kill who you really are and fall into your grave grasping onto a character that you never were.
Found out it is not what they say about you that limits you the most. It's that you might believe them and start saying that to yourself. And there were many people who said that I would never be anything. I just chose not to be one of them. And as long as it's not your mouth that says it, you can overcome theirs all day long. Don't let people describe you, because if they do, they will incarcerate you. I'm a person, and a person has more than one gift, more than one talent, more than one pursuit. And if you've got a great job, that's good, but there's more in you than what you do. And to explore all of the possibilities and all of the potentials. I opened up a foundation. I opened up a real estate ventures company. We're doing community development. We're doing mixed income community development with some mixed use development in opportunity zones and underserved communities. Do everything, and do it scared, because you're gonna be scared. Every time you get out of your comfort zone, it is horrifying, but it is also titillating, and it is also inspiring, and it is also nerve-wracking. But you are never more alive than when you're outside of your normal. Your glands secrete different types of hormones when you're outside of your normal. Your brain starts spinning, your blood starts rushing, your adrenaline increases. Most of us are dying of boredom. There are people listening at me right now who drive home and circle the block 2 or 3 times before going in the house. We're dying of routine, and we were made to be adventurous. We don't roar like the lion. We don't move like the jackal. We don't move. We don't slither like the snake. We don't bite like a viper. Our only weapon that's been given to us is our brain. And we're the only species on Earth that has developed languages and written languages and spoken languages and read languages and built buildings and built ships. And you don't see ants anywhere driving around in automobiles. You know, our brain is our weapon, and when your brain gets locked down to living within the confinements of other people's expectations, it starts to wither. It ceases to be. Your body will do everything that it did when it was a baby. The reason you can't do it as you get older is that you stop doing it. And so when I say don't drop the mic, I guess I'm kind of saying don't stop doing it. Keep moving into awkward positions, because if you don't do that, your body will freeze to the level of its usage. That's true of the brain too. That's true of your innovation. That's true of your creativity. So when I'm talking about don't drop the mic, get scared sometime. Get where you're not the boss. Walk into a room where you're not the teacher. Walk into a place where you don't know the rules, because then you become broader and you become more interesting and you become more global and more usable in diverse circumstances and situations. The way that I talk on Sunday morning, as you know, would not be the way that I talk in an interview, would not be the way that I would get on Larry King or whoever it is, Bloomberg report. But I would go all those places. I spoke for the Senate. I spoke for the White House. I spoke for 9 heads of state around the world. Don't let people limit you to what they think is appropriate for you. Do everything that you are gifted enough to do.
Quality of your life has nothing to do with how much money you have, how many beautiful children you have, how many people love you. Quality of your life is where you live emotionally. So we have to take control of what we focus on. We got to come up with new meanings, empowering meanings, and then that affects what your final decision is. What am I going to do?
We're built for struggle, us human beings. We're built to contend with the world. We're built to contend with reality. You want a challenge, and the best way that you can take on a challenge, because a challenge fortifies you. So you don't want to be secure, you want to be strong. And you get strong by taking on optimal challenges.
And even though your impulse is going to be to turn away from that, to not look at it, to soothe it by saying it's them, it's their fault, they fucked it up, I grew up in the wrong place, like whatever excuse you use to try to let yourself off the hook for not being where you want to be, instead of saying, actually, the power is the ability to let it burn.
When you're down and out, first thing people do is blame it on everybody else but themselves. When you start taking responsibility, you have a little different outlook.
Be willing to go to the edge and not just lean over and feel the breeze and watch the people jump and watch them soar and look through the windows at all the people who are living great lives. Don't just go to the edge and feel it. Be willing to lean. Feel your heartbeat. you know you're okay.
Indiscriminate. Only when your attention and involvement is indiscriminate does the universe open up to you. Because life is happening because of its openness. This is a fundamental difference between death and life is, people are thinking it's just breath, all right, on one level. That is also openness. Whether you allow this to happen or you don't allow it to happen.